Greetings and a happy new year to you all. Unless of course you go by the Julian calendar, which will be in March. But regardless, whatever time or whatever day you want to start a new year, well, that's up to you. Thing is, let's make this a mega year. Mother Earth great again. Never mind make America great again. Let's make the entire Earth great again. That's, I think, a far better way of doing things. I've been thinking about how you can wake people up. There is no easy single sentence that you can use to say what is wrong with this world. You can only point to various bits and pieces. I mean, you've got mainstream media will tell you that all social media is a pack of lies. Quite ironic, really, considering that mainstream media will put posts up on social media, so it's a bit of a double standard there for a start. But you could just use the mainstream media facts back at them. I'll give you one example of that. Now, everybody knows Adolf Hitler was a megalomaniac determined on taking over the entire world. Well, funny that. What about Switzerland? That neighbours Germany. Now, they didn't invade there. Now, even if you go by all the stories of what the Third Reich did, you could say they didn't exactly respect the Geneva Convention or human rights. So why would they respect the neutrality of any country? But funny, the home of banking was never invaded. Bit of food for thought there. You could say this about any scenario. Just, this is how conspiracy theories come about. It's comparing the information you're given, which then conflicts with another bit of information you're given. So you just throw it back and then let people work it out for themselves about this one. This is how it all works. You just reflect back what is thrown at you. Very easy to do. I got called an anti-Semite on a post on Facebook, would you believe? Funny that, because I've got Jewish blood in me. So I don't know how that works. I just said, yeah. No, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm anti-fake Semitic. Just have a look at Khazars. Just look into the history. That'll tell you a few things. And clearly we do have a problem in this world, and it is a very simple one. It is a total misdistribution of resources and of money, creating the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots being obviously the 99.9% as opposed to the 0.1% of the population who seem to profiteer out the rest of us. But bit by bit we can get there. We can make this a positive year. I mean, the people I'm talking to, the vibration is fantastic. It really is. We can really do something. And you don't have to use violence. You can just do it with words. Just quote things back. It's as simple as that. And we can really start to turn things around. There is a positive energy. There's no two ways about it. Things are beginning to happen. That is what I'm intending to do. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to help homeless people. I'm going to befriend them. I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to treat them like human beings, not like trash, like they're failures in society, because they're not failures in society. The society and the system has failed them. They didn't ask to be in that position. It's been thrust upon them, often because they're not getting help or the social care, haha, what a joke, from the governments that are supposed to protect people. Now, this GoFundMe thing for this wall with Mexico, it's raised quite a few million in several days. Very impressive. And you know what? The government of the United States has turned around and said, we cannot accept this because we cannot have the public telling the government what to do with the money. I think that should give you some clues as to what's really going on. I mean, can you imagine it? A government listening to people, that would be a first, because clearly they do not listen to the wishes of any of us. And it doesn't matter what political party it is, whether it's on the left or the right, that is exactly what they want you to be doing, going one way or the other. No, we want to be going down the middle, sticking on the straight and narrow. That's where the answer is. Get to the centre point, get to the point of things. You just quote back the conflicts in the information we're given by the mainstream media. Another example is this so-called global warming. What a joke that is. How can it be causing a problem when fauna and insect life is thriving beside main roads? If all these car exhaust fumes are causing a problem, why are we not seeing dying trees and dying vegetation at the sides of main roads? That is not happening, certainly not in the UK. So you start wondering about this. And global warming. I mean, let's block the sun out as Bill Gates wants to do. Let's cause an ecological disaster. Doesn't anybody realise that carbon is what trees convert into oxygen? So why would you want to reduce the amount of oxygen? Maybe it's to reduce the population. See, this is the way things work. They play one group of people off against another. And people are very quick to react rather than think. And they will side with something. I think this is the problem with humanity in general, not knowing our origins. I mean, this is the big question. We want to know where we came from. So we seem to have this inbuilt desire to latch on and to belong to something. And this is being used against us. I mean, I've been accused of being a racist. Well, what race? The human race? Yeah, we're all different colours. Does it really matter? You know? We're facing the same enemy. All that's being done in the third world has already been done in Europe. It's just done at a different time to give the illusion that it's us versus them. It's very simple. This United Nations Migration Pact, well, see it from the perspective of the third world. When you are struggling to find drinkable water, let alone where your next meal is coming from, the idea of coming into Europe is a very welcoming one, I should think. If you're in the Middle East and you have seen your family blown to smithereens, your children, you're going to be rather upset. If you're from their perspective, if you're seeing it as being white European people, then you're going to want revenge on them. But because unfortunately they don't realise it is not ordinary people doing this. This is a control system. Wars make money. But it doesn't make money for you or I, does it? They're very quick to take it away from the rest of us as well. This is why we have a situation of food banks and homelessness. This is absolutely ridiculous. It seems to be this day and age, if you are the criminal, you are protected by the law. If you happen to be a politician, you make the laws to protect yourselves as well. I mean, it's ridiculous, the amount of money that these politicians get. They're parasites, that's all they are, self-serving parasites. And it's about time the entire world woke up to this. It's not ordinary people doing any of this. We're all enslaved, we're all trapped into this system. But slowly, bit by bit, I can see that people are beginning to wake up. It's just spreading this message in a way that people understand. Nobody wants to feel like they've been fooled. Nobody wants to feel stupid. And to feel that they have had the wool pulled over their eyes, hence the expression of being sheep. But the reality of it is that there is no shame in admitting that we have all been fooled. And this is the critical point with this. It's knowing yourself and being honest enough with yourself to realise that we have all been fooled. It's not you and somebody else has been fooled. Fell for it. I've blamed this political party or that political party or that group of people. It's very easy to get sucked into this. But you've got to see beyond that. This is a system that is way beyond any government that is behind all of this. A very select few people. And like I've said before, just follow the money trail. You will find the guilty parties. Then you start looking at what you can and cannot say and who you can and cannot criticise. And that is where you'll find the problem is coming from. It is simple as that. So I'm going to leave that out there, plant a few seeds of thought into people's minds. And we'll just move forward, person by person. Let's wake the world up to what is really going on and what we are facing. I mean, do you want your children or your grandchildren to turn around and say to you, why did you do nothing to help us? I saw a very good post earlier saying about treat your children in a way that you would want to be treated by your grandparents. This is an ongoing thing. Treat each other with respect. Do things from the heart. Do things, act in a way that you want to be treated. What could be a simpler message? Because it's no good going down all these rabbit holes and these conspiracies and looking for... The devil is in the detail. All you need to see is the overall picture. This whole mechanism, it is all about keeping people divided against each other, because while we are divided against each other, these ones in control are laughing and they're still carrying on doing these depraved acts on humanity. You can divide humanity up in any way you want, nation, religion, race, colour, you name it. But at the end of the day, we face the same common enemy. And that is what we need to address collectively. We go back to the Bug's Life, Disney Pixar again, the ants. We are the ants. Simple as that. And there are a lot more of us than them. You just got to look at who has most to gain and who has most to lose. The ones that have got the billions and trillions have an awful lot to lose. The rest of us have an awful lot to gain. It is quite evident there is free energy. I mean, what other species on the earth destroys so much and has to pay for essentials like water and food? The rest of nature seems to work very well without humans. So we need to start taking a bit more responsibility for us, well, not just for ourselves, for all life in this world, while we still have a world to live in. Because regardless of what you think about is up there or out there, as things stand, we do not have a way of getting there or going anywhere else. We have one earth. We all share it. Let's start looking after it. Thank you.